And we are back in Archeage. Archeage, whatever. Archeage. We are level 9 already. Honestly, we haven't done much. And by we, I mean me. But you're watching it, so, you know, we're close. This is just us questing in a farm, killing giant super bunnies and gophers. Or maybe not gophers, but we are killing giant bunnies, but you can go ahead and watch. There's not much to talk about here. Here we are, turning in our quest, of course, we just did, and we upgrade. Yay! New skill sets, 2 skill points. Charge Bolt and Flame Bolt both go to rank 4. That is awesome. Okay, so now we are back again to choose yet a 3rd skill set. We know how much fun we had last time trying to choose what we wanted. Isn't it great? Keep an eye on the classes because the classes are going to change. Right now we have Fiend Hunter. We choose Witchcraft. It changes to Stormcaster. Just makes it sound a little more badass. Alright, so now we have to pick our 3rd one, and of course, we're back in here looking at Witchcraft. I still personally think Witchcraft is not good for me. It's great as a support role if you're trying to support your friends or raid. If you're in a PvP group, and probably if you're a healer, you're going to use Witchcraft because you're going to bubble people or slow them down or capture them. I just don't personally like it for myself. It does have some good skills in it, don't get me wrong. It does. probably be pretty good for a tank who's trying to root ads that are leaving or things like that. That high passive skill for Witchcraft is pretty good. Increases the duration of some of those stuns and grips by 20%, and that's really good. That is really good. I still have this bubble that I have. It only holds out 288, which to me is not a lot, but that's me coming from other MMOs, so it might actually be a lot. It might actually be a lot, but in my mentality, I don't think so. We are, of course, going to have to get the Freezing Arrow here pretty soon, because that's my combo with my Flame Bolt. Fire Bolt, whatever you want to call it. And of course, we have to pay attention to the later skills because we want to know what we're going to get when we're level 50, which is what primarily I think is going to be in a rotation is our higher level skills. Oromancy, of course, to me, a good skill, but not for this class. I think Oromancy is more like a paladin build. If I can call a paladin, I know I'm gonna keep referring to paladins or warlocks or rogues, and of course that comes from World of Warcraft playing. I'm not trying to use that to compare these two games because these are two completely different games. It's the same as where people compare Call of Duty and Battlefield. Yes, they're first-person shooters, but their playstyle is so different. So different. I personally prefer Counter-Strike, which, once again, first-person shooter, completely different playstyle. So, when I talk about things in reference World of Warcraft, I'm not comparing these at all, okay? I'm just using these as a reference. Some people like to think that World of Warcraft, of course, is the end-all, be-all game, and it's not. There were games out before World of Warcraft. It's just that it did what a lot of those games couldn't do, and I think it just came at the right time. It hit the market. The look was different, and it just gained a whole bunch of momentum. And plus, around that time, there wasn't anything really like it. EverQuest, of course, being out. I started out with Asheron's Call around that time. Do I personally think that World of Warcraft is, as much hype as people give it? No, I don't. I tried to get into vanilla back in the day, and I could not. The game that really grabbed me was Star Wars Galaxies, and that was because that was a player-driven community. That was player-driven housing. That was player-driven crafting, weapons, which technically is what this game is going to be like. I haven't done any of the dungeons yet, which I'm sure there's dungeon loot, but I also know that there's crafting loot. And what this game is going to do is it's going to give you the chance to play it the way you want to play it. If you want to go and become a stonemason or a carpenter, or you want to build a ship and just want to rule the seas, you can. You don't have to have any loot whatsoever. If you don't like armor, then don't go grind armor or don't go build armor. You can just be a farmer in this game if you want to. There's treasure hunting in this game. There's bounty hunting in this game. You can become a bounty hunter and hunt down players who get complaints against them for stealing crops or stealing whatever. This game is going to open up all those doors for you. It really is. Do I think that this is probably going to be the best MMO out there? No, because there's no best MMO out there. We each have defined things in our life that we like. My tastes are different than your taste. I have friends that we play all sorts of games because we all have different tastes. Some my friends like Resident Evil. Some friends will play Binding of Isaac, and I'm not a huge Binding of Isaac fan. I'll play it, but I don't love it as much as somebody else. Mega Man. I have a friend that loves Mega Man. I personally never got into Mega Man. Okay? So, I mean, there's no predefined MMO, what's the best MMO out there. There's not. It's everything is just subjective, not objective. Well, no, objective too. If you read the internet and go on YouTube, you'll see objectiveness all the time. But it just is depend on who's giving the review. You want to go to IGN to get your reviews? Go ahead. Go ahead. You like Machinima? Probably because you like the person on there, because they have the same kind of taste as you. Okay? Here our class is Evoker, which I think is pretty cool. I'm not going to use this class though. I don't think songcrafting is for this build. Songcrafting might be good for a healer. And when I say healer, in this game healer, like right here, the Vitalist is different. Yes, it does damage to enemies. Yes, it heals. It's just not all one. Much like, and we'll go back to it one more time, World of Warcraft. If you play a healer, you have to just pick one of 3 classes. And you have to stay on those classes. That is what you are. You can make some hybrid decisions, but not much. This game, much like Rift, because of course it's similar, you actually can build the race you want to play. There are not many games out there like that. If we look at all the other games like DC Universe, Star Wars, Terra, all those games, WildStar. Although WildStar coming out, and I'll put up some more videos on WildStar, that's a different build too. You can pretty much mix up your builds on that as well. But here we are back at Occultism, which if you'd watched my video earlier, you know that I'm pretty favorable on Occultism. Absorb Life, it's got where you're going to call some minions, much like the Warlock in World of Warcraft. And as you can see, I also have 2 skill points that I'm going to have to spend. And I hate that I also already spent them on that passive tree for archery, which I may go back later and redo. I won't make you sit through this like I'm doing right now, but I just want you to see the different powers and how it actually looks, and just look at the thought process behind it. I might drop archery altogether and go with a whole... just a bigger sorcery build. But I don't know what that third one would be. No idea. And the passive skills to me are very important. I think the passive skills need to sync up better with your character than the base stats do. I know that I should have already built a character that had all agility, maybe. Archer mixed with rogue, mixed with probably defense, or maybe even blade master, so that I can focus on agility and strength. I think a defensive rogue would probably be really good. Occultism, Summon Wraith. I'm back at Summon Wraith. I love the Summon Wraith. I can't wait to get that. And please do me a favor, if you go on the internet trying to look at what is the best class for DPS, it's not just about that with this. It's just you having fun playing the character you want to play. Of course, you want to be the best DPS you can be. I just don't know if this is the game that you want to start saying, hey, what's the best tank build? What's the best DPS build? I just don't think this is the game, because there's too many factors involved. Gear is going to be a big factor. And of course, if everybody gets the high level gear, then you can probably say, okay, well, if you have this gear and this gear, and that's how you're top DPS. And that's different from grinding gear like in World of Warcraft. Then you can get set bonuses, you can do this and that. I just like the freedom in this game to pretty much do what you. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like life. If you just want to be a fisherman, just be a fisherman. I have been playing this game now for a little bit. I've got a lot more videos to put up. I could probably farm and craft for probably 20 hours if I really wanted to. If I wanted to just go do that and actually put my time in it, I could. I think I've spent more time on my side, what they call professions, than I have questing. But I have to quest. You have to quest. And I'll show you that coming up, why you have to quest and why you have to have money at all times. You don't have to have money to buy things, but you pay a lot of taxes. That is where this game kind of sucks a little bit and is like life. It focuses on taxes. So I am pretty much going to select occultism. But now I have to figure out which branch to put my skill points in first. Passive skills, awesome. I don't think I need to focus on my passive sorcery skills because I think I'm going to focus on occultism first, because calling those crows and then getting that wraith I think is going to be my primary goal. But I'm going to tell you what, deep sorcery skills, they're really good. They're really good. Pretty much any deep skill, I think the archery skill too, pretty deep, is really good. That's what I'm saying. It's just so many choices. Okay, but we have to get Freezing Arrow. If we're going to keep leveling up, I'm going to have to get Freezing Arrow. I do like that mana push. I'm sorry, mana force, sorry. To where you push them away if they get too close, because of course I'm ranged and I need them away from me. So what I'm going to have to do is I need skills right now that's going to help me with my rotation. Freezing Arrow is going to slow them down long enough. Fireball helps actually increase the longevity of that freeze. And by longevity, I mean I'm going to burn them before they get to me. Burn them! Bow burn them. That's what's going to happen. Alright, so I got one more skill. I think about for a moment just keeping it. You know, let's just keep it and use it as a passive. But then I'm like, I don't know. I kind of need one more good help. Do I want to push them away or want to hell spear them? You know what we're going to do? We're going to hell spear them. That's what's going to happen. We're going to hell spear this bitch. Look at that hell spear. Did you see that hell spear? Did you see? Okay. True, it was against rabbits. Defenseless little bunny rabbits. But you get the gist of what I can do with it later if I get surrounded. Hell spear. Of course, these are enchantments that you get to actually go on your gear to enchant your gear, which later you can make your own enchantments. but we don't have that yet. Okay, so enchanting armor, as she just explained to you in perfect Korean, by the way. How to enchant your armor. Pretty much the same as any other game. You right click on it and then put it on the gear that you want to enchant. Which I do. I enchant my new bow. Boom. Isn't it enchanting? Okay, so as you can see, my inventory is what we call full. And so here's my gripe about this game right now. And yes, it's still an alpha, I understand this. Everything has to have a bag slot. Everything. So the coins that you get as what we call, whatever you want to call them, per whatever game you're in, you have to collect so many points, go to a vendor, and buy special items with those coins. Okay. Alright, fine. But does it have to take up a bag slot? Can't that just go into my currency purse or something? Okay. And if I'm supposed to be turning them in somewhere, then then that's what I should be doing. But nobody told me that. And of course, I'm hoarding health potions without even using them because right now I don't even need them. I've got a ton of armor, which I have to go through right now. And I have to decide, okay, do I want cloth bonus or do I want leather bonus? Because now I have to think about my powers. I need agility and intelligence. Do I care about spirit? No. Because if I'm going for in-game PvP myself, I don't care about spirit. I'm not going to be alive long enough to regen. I want to burst damage you, just get it over with. So I'm trying to go for the set bonus. The problem is I don't want to lose intelligence. These gloves lets me lose some intelligence. And yes, I know there's a joke in there. And as you can see right there, as soon as I put on that leather waist, I get a leather set bonus, which increases my attack, of course. And right there, I'm glad that that character info pops up right there. And it's going to tell you what you lose and what you gain as you put them on, which is, you know, pretty much every game. Let's not play. Oh, and back to the inventory. I mean, quest items take up a bag spot. I mean, although if I was actually going on a quest in real life, I'd have to put it in a bag. But that doesn't, I mean, just, you know, hush. Let me rant. And yes, that is the extent of my ranting. So yes, I guess I need to just buy a better bag, or a bigger bag, or additional bags. Or maybe I just need to maintain my inventory better. Just take more time to see what I like. I shouldn't have to choose between all this armor. If you want to be honest about it, I shouldn't have to. I put on the boots even though I'm losing some intelligence, but that's okay. And as you can see, I gave up my bow for a staff. Well, I mean, I didn't give it up. My main hand weapons that I had a sword and a dagger, or I think I had an axe and a dagger. I gave that up for a main hand, two-handed staff, I'm sorry. You still have your bow as an additional slot, which I really like. I don't know if the other classes get to have a bow as well, but if they don't, they should. Here we're getting our pipe again, our little fluty flute, which is good because this flute has agility plus intelligence. Awesome. Fantastic. Here you see a little fish in this little crane looking thing right here is pretty much a fish stand, but we don't have any fish. In this game to fish, we actually have to make our own fishing rod, which takes a lot of stuff, which I'm going to actually make a video on how we make one. And you have to have a fisherman's license. I do believe that's in the next video or two. So this quest is actually going to take place underwater. Nothing innovative about underwater stuff. It's just telling you how to swim. Spacebar makes you go to the top. X will make you dive. And of course, underwater looks beautiful. Love all that. And then there's your quest objectives. They flash blue. Just gotta get close enough. I'm glad that the fish, which are called archer fish, by the way. Come on, I'm Archer Man. Those are archer fish. Come on. But I'm glad they just don't automatically attack you, because I shouldn't feel forced to attack enemies.
주변에 탈 것을 키울 수 있는 퀘스트가 존재합니다. 노란색 느낌표 NPC를 찾아보세요.
물건들이네.
And now it's time to sell a bunch of stuff because I am just packed. Look at all that. Goodness gracious. Look at all that stuff. I didn't even use most of it, and they're giving me crap prices. Still have those damn fireworks that I need to get rid of. Why do I hold on to them? There's no reason. I just do. Okay, so there's the shrine in front of us that lets you reset your skills. They're pretty much all over the place. It's not going to be hard to find one. Let's try our new combo out. Which I messed up totally. Totes for real. That guy fighting back in our background there, he's a archer plus rogue, I think. I think he just poisoned arrow him. Now I'm just going, oh, and I accidentally attacked 3 dudes at the same time. You know what time it is? Boom! Hell spear. Didn't hold him as long as I wanted to, but that's okay. We're still doing pretty good. Freezing arrow. So basically we went from earlier in the game dying from 2 people to taking on 3 now. Pretty good. Lost about a quarter health. That's not bad. That wizard hits hard. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Can't get hit with too many of those. Starting out with freezing arrow, we're gonna go then with our flame bolt a couple times if we can. Charge burst, and then bleeding arrow. Now there's no reason just not to flame bolt him all the way down.